Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Builders and Visionaries Podcast. My name is Kelly Massad, and I'm the CEO of Mainstay Digital. And today we have a guest who's very close to Mainstay, Jeff Applegate. He is the founder and CEO of Texas Injection Molding, which is a Houston-based operation trusted by mid-sized manufacturers for precision plastic parts. Jeff brings decades of experience leading turnarounds, scaling production, and helping OEMs get to market faster. And at the core of his model, process control, great people, and a deep belief in American manufacturing. He's also a sharp voice on workforce development and what it really takes to compete in today's industrial economy. Thanks for joining us, Jeff. Appreciate you being here.
Kelly, thanks for having me. I'm glad to help out and join your podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. My first question is around what you're building right now. So you've obviously scaled Texas Injection Molding over the last decade into a go-to partner for mid-sized manufacturers. What is the biggest shift in what your customers are asking for, and how are you evolving the shop to deliver?
Okay. When we started the business, we were looking at owner operators. So mostly, my vision at that time was, I wanted to know every customer, know every employee, know every vendor, have a great quality of life, making cool stuff for people we like. And generally, owner operators were good customers. They really valued our services. They were long-term relationships. We were usually working with the owners of the businesses. And that's been a great kind of foundation for our business. But what happened is we grew, we started attracting more middle market companies. And these are companies that, buy, maybe, instead of a 100,000 to $1 million, they're going to be buying multiple millions of dollars worth of products, and they need a more sophisticated partner. And so we're kind of being pulled into that market space, and really a little bit unexpectedly, in that we built a facility that was large, that had a lot of the resources that they were looking for. And so they found us. And as a result, in these kind of the services they're asking for is they're asking for printing, they're asking for welding, they're asking for machining, prototyping, all kinds of secondary operations. And really kind of moving us all the way towards more full contract manufacturing. And we've taken advantage of our sophisticated ERP system that we have, really pulling us in that direction.
That's awesome. So you guys started out really small. You started scaling up. Uh, what kind of manufacturers are you working with right now? Is there a certain industry that you stick to, or is it kind of across the board?
In Houston, it's a lot of oil and gas, and so energy
Yeah.
companies. And so, we do a lot of oil and gas, but really have to almost focus on trying to do stuff that's not oil and gas, so we don't get too much into that industry. We have about, we probably have 20 different industries we service.
Okay.
Oil and gas, we try to keep it under 30%, but we do a lot of in the construction. We do medical device. We do a lot. I'll call it general industrial. So all kinds of things from that you would see out in the marketplace that are not products you just walk over. It might be a water meter cover, or
Okay.
be a tank cover or something like that. So we do a lot of industrial products, and do some work for the HVAC industry and many other industries.
No, that's great to know. That's great to know, especially for the people that are watching this, that might want to contact you and know that you pretty much service everybody that is possible. That's awesome to know. Um, you know, what trend or tool are you seeing right now that's like really changing the game for injection molding? Is it when you're reshoring, are you reshoring new materials or smarter tooling? And what are you seeing on the factory floor that's kind of rewriting the playbook for injection molders?
The trend has been going towards automation for some time now. And so I think we're all still working through, I'm speaking for many of the people in our industry, we're still working through automation as a kind of a general platform of building that as a foundation. And that would be just, getting parts out of the machine, unassisted by an operator onto a conveyor or someplace where an operator can do some work on it. Then there's vision systems that are coming to place. And once you start adding vision systems, you've got a lot of data that the machine is collecting. Then, of course, we get into the whole AI theme when you start getting data. So there's a lot of stuff on the automation, vision systems, data that is kind of driving innovation. There's probably tooling, the whole tooling industry for many years or many decades, it's left the United States because it was just really was difficult to be competitive with the offshore tooling vendors. And so what we're seeing though, as Americans are beginning to, apply innovation and new technology, they're actually taking tools, and where you have a tool that's, mostly two, essentially two platens with a core and cavity that form the part. They can print, just like you'd use on a 3D printer for plastic, you can print steel. And so we see that starting to come where they're doing components. And then, but eventually we see the day where these tools that are expensive and take a long time to make, and a lot of the skill sets that have been lost in the United States, we see that the tooling coming back, and that eventually coming to where we can print tools.
That's great. Just in terms of efficiency, have you noticed like to what level is the efficiency that you're seeing within your organization just based upon all these principles that you're bringing on?
We measure our efficiency on every job. So our ERP system, and we measure efficiency as how well it's performing to the standard. And so our goal is 92% efficiency. And so we measure that every hour of the day, it's real time being measured. And so we have a standard, and then we're always trying to beat that standard. And so we focus on the ones that are not hitting there. And then those that are, we're trying to continually improve the efficiency. And it may be a lot of in the processing side of plastics. It's going to be in the actual process. What is the recipe to make this particular part? And trying to get as wide of a processing window and to run it as fast as you can. That's the game every day on the manufacturing floor at our company.
Where do things get stuck though? And what do you think would actually fix it? So, kind of diving into that, where do US manufacturers where are they still hitting friction? Whether that be labor lead times, technology adoption, and what do you think needs to change in order for that to fix it?
I think in the United States anyway, skilled labor is still a big challenge. And I mentioned tooling. That's been a big, probably our biggest shortage, to be able to find skilled tool makers, to even if we even wanted to build the tools. We have the capability to build tools. We have a number of machinists and tool makers in house, but we're really focused on preventative maintenance and keeping the tools running efficiently. But building new tools, tool makers are a showstopper for us. And then process technicians, the process engineers that are developing the processes, those are in the South, are harder to find. It's not quite as much as tooling, but and then getting the consistent skill set from those. You get different people come in; they've all been trained differently, and so trying to retrain those. So that's from a labor standpoint. Lead time, man, poor planning from our customers is probably the biggest friction, I think, is the word you used.
Yeah.
And if they can give us good forecasting where we can get the machine to run when the machine wants to run, and not when they need it and our machine's occupied doing something else, then we can run more efficiently. So better forecasting from our customers is the biggest thing that we can do to run the plant more efficiently and to provide them better quality and better service, because we have it when they want it. If they need to, if we have forecast and blanket orders, they can then place those orders. They can pull those in. We've already got it in the schedule. If they need to pull it in, they need to push it out. We have some flexibility, but at least the materials are on hand. Machine time is scheduled, and we can do a much better job performing for them. Technology, man, that's the other friction piece. I mean, it is coming at all of us so fast, and we're busy doing what we do in our little manufacturing silos. And so, knowing really what technology, there's so much coming at us and it's coming at us so fast. Which technology do we focus on? And then when is the right time to invest or to adopt that technology? Because the worst thing that can happen is you go out and you spend a whole bunch of money on a new technology. And then, 6 months later, they've got three more innovations and what you just spent your money on has been obsoleted. So just knowing what and where and when to invest in this technology, that's something that I think we all get kind of tangled up in, because we're competing with staying at the forefront of what's out there,
Right.
and what's coming at us, but also doing the job that we have to do every day, which, in my case, we got a couple hundred people. We're running 24 hours a day. We're running anywhere from 25 to 30 different parts every day. They're very complex. So trying to keep all those balls in the air and at the same time, have the bandwidth to be able to go out and evaluate and look at new technology and determine which ones to invest in. Those are challenges that I think all of us have in the manufacturing world. And but it's what makes it fun to come to work every day too.
Definitely. Well, it sounds like you guys are solving the problems of, personnel planning and the technology piece, because you're one of the most, forward thinking CEOs in the manufacturing space that I've had the pleasure of speaking to. So I know that you're always thinking about that, and uh, as a result, Texas injection molding will probably always be at the forefront of that. So keep up the good work, and I appreciate the time today. I think that this was a very valuable conversation, especially for those that might not know about Texas injection molding and might need to evaluate who their provider or the next provider is. So thanks, Jeff. I appreciate the time, and this was great.
All right. Thank you, Kelly.